Whoa. Looks like this is going to be a nice sprite battle. But let's see what Animation Rewind's up to this time. I'm guessing, judging by what we saw at the start of this video, this will be a nice battle, indeed. Still, a pretty cool intro to this channel. Well then,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, obese eagles. Today we have two mobile
that's still a good meme.
who both debuted in the grand year of 2009.
Yep,
One is a pissed off cardinal who gets launched headfirst into buildings, and the other is a sentient plant who spent the last 17 years spitting peas at corpses. So protect the eggs, lock up that lawnmower, and make sure Crazy Dave took his medication. We have Red versus Peashooter. I'm your host,
one from Angry Birds and one from Plants vs. Zombies.
Without further ado, let's introduce Cartoon Fight Club's next round of fighters. No. Let's introduce Red. If you think Red has anger issues, well, guess what?
I mean, he has been in the movies, but...
Wouldn't you be angry too if you looked like that? Well, he's not angry because that's... Never mind. Anyway,
no.
Red is the main protagonist and leader of the Angry Birds. Created by Roval Entertainment, his job is to protect the flock's final 3 eggs. They only got 3, they don't want 2, they don't want 1,
and also our crossovers
but there's one
with a certain blue
King
bird.
Pig and the Piggy Kingdom just so happened to spend the last 3 years trying to steal them because apparently an entire monarchy cannot find anything else to eat. Aren't pigs notorious for eating anything like oats? After dealing with this nonstop, Red became paranoid, short-tempered, and known as the angriest of the birds. I guess you could say that makes him an angry bird. Someone please do that Fantastic Four GIF. He is also a capable leader, strategist, swordsman, weapon user, and vehicle operator.
I know that game. That's a good game. I usually played it a lot. I played my fair share of Angry Birds and seen the movies.
And hope the building
heck, the next one, the third one's coming up as well.
17 years ago, Red had no special ability. When you tapped the screen, he screamed. That was it. Chuck accelerated, bomb exploded, blues multiplied, and Red contributed emotional support. He was your standard slingshot character. Later games finally gave him the battle cry, which can push enemies away and knock down structures. Red's standard attack
I like the Angry Birds series.
He can crash through wood, glass, stone, metal, and fortified pig structures without reducing himself to a pile of feathers or organs. His strongest consistent scaling comes from King Pig and Corporal Pig, who survived an explosion that destroyed Pig City. Red has defeated both.
That hasn't been a big explosion there.
Physical attack power around small town level, with even greater strength through power potions and special slingshots. For an actual numerical range, small town level generally starts around 1 kiloton of TNT. 1 kiloton equals roughly 4.184 trillion joules.
Imagine counting all that TNT that King has in his basement. It'll be a lot.
Of energy. This bird has no arms, no legs, and no neck, yet somehow generates enough force to piss off this real-life bird. In terms of speed, Red is also at least supersonic. He once ran from
supersonic,
the nest.
Imagine facing against Sonic the Hedgehog.
In another feat, he reached Pig City, destroyed it, recovered the eggs, and returned to the opposite side of the island within seconds. Mach 1 at sea level is approximately 343 meters per second, or 676 miles per hour. Take that, Sonic. And his King Sling can launch him even faster. In terms of lifting strength, he's comparable to the likes of Chuck, who lifted a giant tree log and used it as a battering ram. That's roughly 25 to 50 metric tons. How a round bird with no visible hands can lift anything.
Don't forget the movies, though.
God Almighty. Red's durability is pretty easy to scale because it's kind of comparable to.
Don't forget Space or Star Wars.
Every time he destroys a structure, his body absorbs the same impact. He has survived explosions, falls, crushing damage, collisions, being completely flattened before returning to normal. I guess you could count that as Toon Force elasticity, but different time, different place. Red has also survived ways to increase his power. Power potions and super seeds enlarge his body, increasing his mass and destructive strength. The King Sling boosts his launch speed, while Mighty Feathers allow him to change direction and home directly toward a selected target. This removes one of his biggest original limitations because he no longer has to follow one predictable arc. Across Angry Birds' epic and other games, Red has used swords, shields, armor, magic,
I still remember that pepper there.
However, most of that
and the wizardry here.
His main advantages are already clear. He can move at supersonic speeds, withstand small town level impacts, and steer himself directly toward an enemy.
And what to protect the
has a
eggs.
ton of flaws. Red's biggest weakness is his limited natural range. Without a slingshot or equipment, he normally needs to ram the opponent directly. He is also very emotional and straightforward, meaning a smarter enemy who is built around strategy, I think that's his opponent, could potentially bait him into an attack. If you trick the dude's gonna get tricked. But let's talk about said opponent. Next up is Peashooter.
No.
Peashooter is one of the main plants from Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, until they had got some battle equipment in Garden Warfare.
He's appeared throughout the franchise as the basic long-range defender. While he is based on the pea plant, Peashooter, while the term Peashooter also refers to a small blowgun.
So many zombies.
So his
I still remember Zombies.
is one long vegetable ammunition pun. In the original Plants vs. Zombies, Peashooter
I used to play that game a lot on mobile and on a console game.
1.5 seconds. Each standard shot deals 20 damage. A regular zombie has roughly 270 total health. When including damage required to destroy its body and remove its arm, this means Peashooter needs around 14
Imagine
shots
Walnut
to
gets
fully
bit
kill
by a
one
zombie.
basic zombie. At
Get
one
the
shot every
reference?
1.5 seconds, that takes approximately 21 seconds. Provided the zombie continues moving at the average speed of a Walmart customer, it then covers the entire long lane, placing it at tens of meters. Later versions, especially Garden Warfare, can attack across much greater distances, while moving
Imagine the Peashooter destroys a cloud like that.
projectiles. Garden Warfare also gives them splash damage through the pea cannon, allowing near misses to still damage opponents. Peashooter's base attack power can reach the destructive force around large building level.
And you can take
The
Mon.
fully upgraded Mastery 200 Peashooter in Plants vs. Zombies 2
I
is
remember
roughly
that game.
block level, with his
Time
listed
travel.
damage rising from 20 to 110 per shot. At the low end, large building level attacks typically fall within several tons of TNT. City block level can reach dozens of tons. That gives Peashooter legitimately powerful ammunition.
Bucket
depending
zombie.
on
I don't like
especially
those type of
after upgrades.
zombies.
Plant food
I
provides
like the
a
rather than
large
cold
increase in
ones.
fire rate. When activated, Peashooter rapidly fires 60 peas in approximately 2 seconds. That equals 30 peas per second, or one shot every 0.033 seconds. Using a standard 20 damage value, the full burst totals 1,200 points in-game damage. At Mastery's 200's 110 damage per pea, the same number of shots would equal 6,600 damage. Although the game does not always apply upgrades and plant food through one perfectly consistent formula. Garden Warfare gives Peashooter several additional weapons and abilities. Hyper greatly increases his movement and speed and jumping height, allowing him to reach rooftops and avoid attacks.
Not bad.
Roots him into the ground and transforms him into a rapid-fire turret. This greatly improves his firepower but sacrifices mobility, which is a dangerous trait against an opponent whose entire fighting style involves hitting stationary targets.
Yeah, but Peashooter is a good fighter. I'm just surprised the Plants vs. Zombies didn't get their own movie yet. And Crazy Dave had a rap out against Shaggy for crying out loud.
While the Dark Beam Bomb deals less damage but detonates faster and can be used twice. Across the franchise, Peashooter has also gained variants with fire, ice, poison,
lots of
plasma,
peas.
and other elemental effects. However, this fight focuses on the standard composite Peashooter. Now here's the most glaring issue. Yes, Garden Warfare scaling can get pretty tricky. If you want to wank the Peashooter, you could technically scale him to low multiversal level scalings, especially if you're connecting them to space-time events, but let me cut it to you straight. I don't know if that's actually going to work in a real setting against Red. I'm not saying that we're going to downplay Peashooter, but his more consistent output is city block level to city level, depending on the upgrades. I don't want outliers dictate this fight. Peashooter's greatest advantages are his range and rate of fire. He can attack continuously from a distance, use splash damage, increase his mobility with hyper, and cover an area with beam bombs. His greatest weakness is that his strongest firing mode leaves him rooted in place. The original Peashooter is completely stationary, even in the mobile version. It sacrifices movement while using the P Gatling.
And now, let's get ready for the fight. This battle will take place on Earth, and remember, there is no prep time. Let the battle begin!
Let's see if Rage can beat peas. Peas. I like beef and peas. Anyways. Random zombies. Get him, Peashooter. ready to hunt some pigs. Hey! Zombie. Yeah, payback time! Let's see which one will win this fight battle. Nice choice of music, by the way. Oh, nice. Whoa! You got firepower there. What the? You're not supposed to have some more help. Whoa. Okay, now it's back. Now it's serving service. There he goes. Oh, now he got the pigs. But Red is getting mad. Back up. Whoa. Nice one. I like a spinny slice. I'm surprised they didn't cut a pea off. Not bad. Wait, that's not spin dash. He likes to move back from Sonic. Not over yet. Both of these two aren't going to give up that easily. They have been a rival and an anniversary, by the way. Slice and dice. Walnut. Oh, oh shoot! Incoming! Nice maneuvering. Cherry bomb! Oh. Whoa, nice one, Sunflower. To the moon? Red ain't done yet. At least you got a slingshot. Time for him to sling his way back to Earth. Charge! Peashooter, you're gonna get cut. That's a finishing blow I ever see one. Red for the win. Peashooter, good fight, especially with some aim but it looks like Red takes the win.
Hopefully you enjoyed that animation, and if you did, super special thanks to
Good
Team
animation.
AnimationRewind's Isaac X. Bode and Natalia. I'd also like to give a huge thank you to Great Julius for editing the pre- and post-analysis of this episode. Thanks, and enjoy the post-analysis.
Now that was a good battle between these two.
Red's not dead because the winner is
not
Red.
full of range.
Peashooter did have the better range, projectile variety, and fire rate. His standard shot comes every 1.5 seconds, while Plant Food increases that. He can use splash damage, explosives, and hyper to make himself much harder to approach. And yet, he still loses. The problem is that Red outclasses him in strength, durability, and speed. Peashooter's greatest consistent scaling reaches city
I know another subscriber who
talked about his
also did the same thing, but with pigs and zombies.
That's an outlier as discussed in the pre-analysis. Red's normal physical power reaches small town level to city level before using power potions or special swing shots. These fall within tens of tons to thousands of tons of TNT, depending on the exact values and power-ups used. Red can be dozens of times stronger than Peashooter's reliable high-end.
Yeah.
Durability follows the same pattern. Red survives the same impacts he uses to destroy structures and scales to pigs who survive the destruction of Pig City.
That's
Peashooter
true.
can damage him, especially with plant food or bean bombs, But damaging Red is not the same as stopping him. Speed creates an even larger problem. Red moves at Mach 1 or greater, where Peashooter is kinda slow travel speed, and even his normal firing interval is 1.5 seconds.
Yeah,
Red can
even
cross
I
that
had
exact
to,
distance
Tina.
more than 5 times before Peashooter completes one standard firing cycle. Now yes, plant food fixes the rate of fire problem, but only temporarily. Even at 30 Ps per second, Peashooter still needs those shots to overcome an opponent whose durability is an entire destructive tier higher. Red can also use Mighty Feathers to redirect himself in
That's
midair.
it, or called
It would be a much
Mighty
harder for Peashooter to simply
Eagle!
dodge and force
No.
him off course.
Oh.
Peashooter's best strategy would be activating Hyper, maintaining distance, surviving the battlefield with beam bombs, or using plant food before Red
Beam
gets close.
bomb?
but that's not easy.
Yeah, I
and more
referenced
likely
Jake
than
there,
not,
so-
not going to be enough in time to stop him. Red only needs to break through the barrage once. Peashooter needs to stop him every time before
Yeah.
each impact. With small town level power, supersonic speed, superior durability, homing movement, and resistance to the same type of destructive attacks Peashooter relies on,
Yeah.
the winner of this battle is Red.
Yep.
On
Subscribe to
the
Animation
next
Rewind for more of their
episode
battles
of
reviews. This is a good
CartoonFightClub.
battle between Red and Peashooter. Snoopy and Garfield? Well, this shall be an interesting sprite battle.